You know, you're likely the smartest person in your organization. And honestly, that's exactly why your business is struggling to scale. Think about it. Your best sales pitches happen on the fly, on a Zoom call. Maybe you're drop some brilliant insights that are shared in a one-on-one hallway conversation. Your secret sauce is poured out every day in all these little moments, but then your meeting ends, the call disconnects, and that gold, it just vanishes. And you're sitting on a literal gold mine of experience, but it's trapped in your biological hard drive. And you're the only one with the password. And that makes you the ultimate bottleneck. So today on AI Made Simple, we're fixing that. I'm going to show you how to export your brain using Notebook LM. And we're going to take your everyday conversations, your rough notes, your off-the-cuff brilliance, and turn them into structured assets that can train your team, sharpen your marketing, and work for you while you're off the clock. So let's get that genius out of your head and into your business. All right, let's jump in. You know, the other day, actually, I had a great sales conversation, and it was took the notes from the transcript, uploaded it to Notebook LM, and asked it to make a infographic of the essence of that conversation. And so this is what it generated. It's beautiful. It captured everything, but it took that conversation of back and forth with several people talking about how hard it is to present to a group of folks a complex topic. And so the transcript was about, I don't know, 45 minutes long. And the essence of it was basically this: AI translates complex data. So Notebook LM turns that technical jargon into persuasive briefing documents. It can create visuals that buy you attention span, buy you moments to, for the people that are listening, to stop and focus and lean in. The biggest challenge for any person that knows so much about their industry is called the curse of knowledge. And the curse is you refer to everything naturally because you've talked about it so much. Use jargon, use acronyms, use things that the folks that aren't familiar with your industry use those as if they understood it, and it throws them off. And so by using Notebook LM and the tools that it has available, it makes it easier to connect the dots, to land immediately the concept, and for the light bulb to go off in the end, your niche or your prospect's mind. And so you can show folks the information, give them an image that immediately conveys, oh, we've got this complex data, and now it's coming out, and we can teach to move the room instead of expect them to think that they're following or understand. So what I wanted to show you today is when you take Notebook LM, I'm going to share my screen now. Here we go. To the right place. Here we go. All right. So what I wanted to show was how do you take these, you have all these conversations. Hopefully you're recording them. There's many ways you can record them. If you're doing online calls, obviously many of these tools that you use, Zoom and others, they have transcripts. They'll make a transcript of that conversation, and it just sits there and it gets neglected. Or maybe you had a one-on-one conversation and you can use a device and record that. Obviously, you're going to ask for permission and record that, but you can bring that transcript from that interview, from that training, from that, that employee coaching call. You can take those transcripts and then bring them up into Notebook LM. So what we're looking at here is Notebook LM. And if you're not familiar with it, it's a free tool from Google. Obviously, you would want to upgrade to the professional. It's only $20 a month, but it's crazy powerful. And it takes all this messy conversations and it's going to help you create assets that can help you communicate clearly, show your vision, and help your team, your prospects, your customers understand what's in your mind. What's that gold that you have? You're dropping these nuggets all the time. So this is where you can collect them. So for example, this is every episode of AI Made Simple. There is a transcript from these videos. So we bring them up into our resource. This is the most powerful aspect of Notebook LM. And if you've been following me, we talk about this. But this is, the difference between a ChatGPT or whatever, when you bring it in, it's going to look at that transcript, but it's also going to go out and bring in other information from the internet. And when you're using Notebook LM, you're saying, I only want you to refer to these documents that are over here on the left. And so, for example, the last episode, we talked about full self-driving technology and how to think about it for your small business. And so the episode, this is the episode. This is the gist of the episode, the source guide. So it brought that conversation in. You just bring in, you can upload a file, whether it be images, documents, audio, and all of these formats. You can upload them here. And so what do? We bring in those transcripts and we upload them. We park them here. This is the essence of that episode. AI business automation, full self-driving technology, improving customer experience. When you click on this, by the way, it's going to take you to the exact mention of that topic in this episode. So it's bringing it in here. You can see that it's pulling it in. These are the moments that I mentioned it. And this is the essence of that particular aspect of the conversation. Okay. So when we click on these sources over here, it offers us a way now to bring it over here and generate multiple assets. I'm going to collapse that and bring it over. So we'll focus on this side. So remember, we have that episode clicked, and that's the only source out of these multiple sources that are available here. Let's go back and see how many sources we have. So if we add this in, so we've got 57 episodes that we brought in here. All right, but we're only going to use this one particular episode to create an asset that's going to help me communicate more clearly the essence of this episode or this phone call or this interview or whatever it is that you brought in. Okay, your class, maybe you recorded your class, you're teaching and you recorded that. Now you're going to bring it in, and now we're going to use that hard work, those golden nuggets that you dropped, and we're going to bring it over, and we have all these other assets that we can build upon, generate audio overviews, slide decks, video overviews, a mind map, flashcards, quiz, infographics, a data table even. And just to show you, what I'm going to do is while I'm showing you these, I'm going to have this generate just an infographic on this particular detail. Okay, so we're looking at this here. So I'm going to ask it generate an infographic from the okay. All right, so what it's going to do is take that instruction, and it's only going to focus on this particular aspect of that that long conversation. And while it's doing that, I'm going to do a refresh right quick, and you'll see that it's beginning to do that. Maybe. All right, that's the beauty of live streaming. That's show business, right? So over here, I took this before the episode and I asked it to create an infographic based on this episode that we've been referring to. So this is the infographic that it created from the previous episode. So you can see how it can take a long conversation and distill the essence of it and create a nice visual that captures the highlights of that particular episode. And the main thing is the gist of that episode, if you didn't watch it, was now Tesla has what's called driver assist. And imagine your business having driver assist. A driver assist means that the AI and the robot can now drive your car more safely than you can, 9 times more actually. And so it goes through and talks about the essence, but what we're doing is converting. If that's the case there, what would it look like if you had a driver assist helping your business? So it would help you map your customer routes, where pathways through your business where customers are finding collisions, so to speak, the dropped ball on a customer follow-up, drop ball on customer service, and help reroute those and make it easy and deliver a positive customer experience and improve the things. And then the essence of it is like, don't hire more people, use the robots to streamline their customer experience instead of add head count. Okay. And so this also created a nice little infographic from that same thing. So imagine you bringing in you did a training, you did a employee onboarding, whatever it is that you recorded, you did a sales call. Imagine following up a sales call with a slideshow from what you covered in that sales call. Extremely powerful. And so you can see how nice and clear and on point just from that messy conversation of you flowing in your genius. This takes it and honors the rules of story and formats it and sets it up in a beautiful format. So what a nice follow-up. What a nice, you could take one of these graphics. Imagine using this graphic in a blog. Okay. Speaking of, here's the blog that it wrote from that live stream that I did. So now we have a nice blog generated on the points and the gist of that. So imagine how powerful that is to follow up. So maybe you don't want to write a blog. This is the beauty of this tool. Look at this. So we want to, in reports, if you click on reports, now again, we're only referring to this one episode. And so we've got four templates. Okay. You can create your own. You can create a briefing doc, a study guide. Here's that blog post. But also it's going, hey, you want to do a strategic assessment report? This is the AI suggesting some creative output from the work that you did in that conversation. So an implementation framework paper. Hey, this is excellent. I'm going to set that up. And now we're generating an implementation framework just from whatever it is that I riffed in that conversation. Imagine how powerful this is. A concept analogy map, a foundational workflow tutorial. These are things you wished you had. You wished you had an employee that you could meet with and plan. And this would take you a couple of weeks, assuming you had an employee that this was their strength and that they were been with you for a couple of years and understood all the aspects of your business. Or You can use Notebook LM and pull it off in minutes. And so you can see that it's generating that report at the moment. But this just from one episode, this is our tool that we use. One of my episodes, we talked about connecting the aha moment. And so, engineering the aha moment for high stakes persuasion. We're trying to connect, we're trying to pull off 3 assignments in one conversation: cognitive clarity, social cohesion, emotional resonance. And so this walks through and captured the essence of that conversation. And it presents it in a beautiful visual. When we started to, as a child, when someone asks you to draw a picture of your day, this is the same thing that's in play. Our brains love this, right? Think about all the caves, and they show a stick figure with a bow and arrow and a bison. These are the natural aspects of what our brains crave. But yet we spend all this time in school learning how to write, how to use data, how to create these complicated reports. And then when we're in a high stakes presentation, what do? We show those complicated brain draining reports instead of getting something that just nailed the essence and helps you communicate your vision. Here's that report that it generated, the supervised AI blueprint, transitioning from manual operations to business. So you can see that this can create content or can create an asset that makes it beautiful, on point, way better than using ChatGPT, because it's going to go out and pull all these various other things that weren't included in that conversation, that isn't just the core aspect of your gold, your subject matter expertise that you have, that you want to share. This is directly impacted from that one conversation, from my rambling, and it put it into this beautiful format that can be copied and taken and used somewhere else. So Notebook LM is an amazing tool that can take that gold, that subject matter expertise, out of your brain and format it into something that that is extremely powerful, like this, right? This is what I do with my VIP clients. We spend a lot of time, we download, we interview, we create. Imagine being able to capture the essence of your subject matter expertise. What would happen? What would happen if you went on vacation for 2 weeks and your team needs to run with it? Would they have all of your subject matter expertise to lean into, or do they have to run to you every time and you have to do the close on the call? You have to do the explanation. You have to do this. This is how you relieve yourself, duplicate yourself, and create this beautiful reward for all the hard work you've done, your unique perspective. This is extremely, it's an amazing tool. I encourage you to use it. Log in. If you need some help, that's what I do. If you want to know how to work with me, get that QR code. If you like what you're doing, if you like what you're learning here, like and subscribe, share it with your friends and neighbors. There is that music team. Yeah, simple. Use a Notebook LM. Your most valuable asset in your business is stuck in your head. Let's get it out. I'm Steve ROI Brown. We'll see you on the next episode of AI Made Simple. And that's a wrap.